The storytelling style is interesting, like a person telling the story. The Chernobyl disaster is considered one of the most catastrophic nuclear disasters and a turning point in world history. It occurred on April 26, 1986, at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant near Pripyat in the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic, then part of the Soviet Union. The incident began with a safety test of reactor number 4, a uranium-235-fueled RBMK reactor. The test was intended to simulate a power outage to determine if the steam turbine could generate enough power to keep the coolant pumps running. However, engineering errors, violations of safety procedures, and erroneous decisions by officials led to the reactor becoming unstable. Within seconds, power generation surged dramatically, steam pressure exceeding its limits, triggering a first explosion that shattered over 1,000 tons of cover. This was followed by a second, even more powerful explosion, ejecting superheated nuclear fuel and graphite fragments from the reactor core, sending flames skyward and releasing massive amounts of radioactivity. The radiation released during the incident was estimated to be hundreds of times greater than that of the Hiroshima atomic bomb. Wind-borne particles spread over an area of thousands of kilometers. The city of Pripyat, just 3 kilometers from the plant, teemed with approximately 50,000 residents, continued life as usual on its first day because the Soviet government did not immediately warn them. Hundreds of firefighters and other personnel were dispatched to control the blaze, lacking adequate protection. They received massive doses of radiation within minutes, and many died within weeks of the acute radiation sickness. The Soviet government attempted to cover up the incident, but just 2 days after the incident, radiation monitoring stations in Sweden and Finland detected unusually high radiation levels, sparking global suspicion and investigation. The truth was eventually revealed. Evacuations of Pripyat began on April 27th, with hundreds of buses evacuating residents, leaving the city a ghost town that remains today. A 30-kilometer radius around the plant, or approximately 2,600 square kilometers, was designated a restricted zone due to severe radioactive contamination. Long-term health effects became apparent years later, particularly the rise of thyroid cancer in tens of thousands of children and adolescents. This includes other chronic health problems that persist to this day. Furthermore, the Chernobyl disaster caused enormous economic and environmental impacts. Some forests were transformed into red forests due to the immediate death of trees by radiation, and the local ecosystem suffered lasting damage. Chernobyl is not only a Cold War tragedy, but also a reminder to humanity that despite nuclear power's high energy production potential and enormous economic growth, if it lacks adequate safe design and management, even a split-second error can wreak havoc that destroys cities, the environment, and the lives of people for generations to come. I personally view this incident as both a lesson and an important warning about the use of advanced technology. While scientific advancements contribute to prosperity, they also come with the ultimate responsibility of preventing a repeat of this tragedy.